Hello and welcome to this week's live. I'm Samriddhi, your Cosmic Soul Whisperer, and today is the 8th of April 2026. This week, our live started a little bit late. Instead of starting on doing it every Monday, this week we did it on a Wednesday, just to accommodate a little personal travel that I was doing. So thank you so much for your patience, and there's just so much love in everything that is coming through. Just exactly on the day of our live, I was feeling so many messages come through because I think my Akash and my subconscious information is already trained to bring through messages during this time. So I'm really so happy to share all of that with all of you. So just a little check-in, anyone who's joining us on Instagram and Instagram and YouTube, if you want to share how you've been doing, what are the themes that are coming up for you this week, I would really love to respond and exchange notes with all of you. And I want to share the overall theme for this week. The overall theme for this week is sailing against the current to reach home. That's that's almost exactly what I was doing on Monday. So I was on a beautiful cruise, and we were just driving back. We were just sailing back, and it was taking us a bit longer because we were sailing on with the opposite side of opposite direction of the current. And yet it felt right. It felt important to return in that way. So it was. It started to unlock a lot of messages, and I started to notice the different layers of messages coming through that and through the experiences that have been coming up this week. Energetically, for some reason, this week has felt a bit intense. There's been a lot of reflections coming through, lots of very honest sharing, honest truth coming through, and vulnerability showing up in the most healing way possible. So if you've been feeling any kind of a release of any energies, you've been feeling, okay, I've been carrying this for a long time in my heart, and now it's time for it to be out, to be seen, to be shared. Of course, find a way that feels safe to share all of this. But it's a week where these things are coming up, and you're probably feeling the invitation to share. So really welcome everyone who's been joining. Thank you so much for joining us on these different channels and showing up every week. I appreciate this so much, that we get to come together and that we get to navigate through the energies of the collective, through our individual experiences together, and exchange notes and move in a more conscious way and make some conscious choices towards reaching our Akash and being aligned with our Akashic records, our Akashic field, in which all the flux and all the creations are happening all the time. So, as many of you may already know, the Akashic field is a living field, and it is alive as you are. It is a part of you, the extension of you that has lived in all timelines, in all experiences, and that's where all the information sits and exists. So each time you make a conscious choice, you are updating your records and realigning them to the highest timeline possible from each moment. And as we continue to move in these highest timelines, you start to create outcomes, experiences, successes, connections, and experience of life itself in a more prolific, more profound way. You feel more joy, you feel more happiness, there's more expansion, connection, and all of it that constitutes to the experience of life as we go through it. So I really appreciate that we get to travel along and do this together. So let's talk a little bit about this theme. It was a very physical metaphor for me. I noticed that I was sitting inside my cabin and looking out at the waves. And my mother said that, hey, I noticed that we're taking a bit longer now because we're moving against the current right now. And that's why it started to feel like, okay, I think there's a message in there. And mommy, thoda sa sound kam karenge. Okay. Sorry. So I have my lovely niece here, and mommy is around. So I'm really happy, and I feel so supported as I get to meet all of you and share my ideas and thoughts with you. So what is the symbolic meaning of moving against the tide to actually reach home? There is something that you know to be true. There's something that you have decided that is aligned for your life. That's something that you have felt for a long time but not fully taken action towards. This is that part of you that's calling you to have more discernment. There may be opposing currents, there may be opposing forces, and yet the invitation is for you to choose the path that feels aligned, that feels home, that feels a return back to your heart. And there may be fashions, there may be trends of doing something a certain way, there may be peer pressure or certain external stimuli that are expecting or asking you to do things in a different way. But the invitation is to really still continue to focus and allow yourself to be aligned with your end goal, that is, to be aligned with your highest outcome. Sorry, this is what happens when your workstation is in the living room. Just give me a moment. Mom! Shayu, I'm in. All right, that was wonderful. All right, so it's an invitation to think about those things in your life that you really are very clear about, and what are the obstructions, what are the things that are coming in the way of you experiencing that fully. Now, there may be certain restrictions because you may feel like, oh no, it's too soon, oh no, it's going to take a lot of change for me, it's going to demand a lot. And it may be that now you're starting to feel that, okay, you know what, I've been spending too much time making this decision, I know this to be true, and so now I think it's time for me to acknowledge that. So it's going in that direction. So I invite you to think about all those things that you feel very clear about. They are a part of your soul alignment, they are what you consider to be home in your soul space. And now think about any of the restrictions that are coming towards it, any of the distractions that are coming on the way to that. And the invitation is now to still continue to pull yourself in that focus so that you can be aligned with it. So, as we invite that one perspective, there are also other energies, and the other energies are the opening yourself to the vulnerabilities. As you are moving against the current of the tide, there may be things that are coming up for you that are vulnerable, that are very gentle and sometimes very raw for you. And this week is about allowing it to be that way so that you can share it in the safest way possible with people that, or people or avenues that can hold you in that container. I know that now with a lot of my friends, a lot of my clients, ChatGPT has become one of the ways where you actually safely, or at least feel a perceived sense of safety as you continue to share. Now, when that sharing happens, you know that there is nothing that can replace.
Can I take this home now?
Sure, of course. That was my beautiful, sweet little niece. Mwah. Bye, Pichu. So there is that invitation as well. There's also discernment that we're being invited into, that when you're sharing these things with people around you, is there a possibility that you may be held a little bit deeper in some avenues, and you may be held on the surface or at a surface level in some avenues, and to choose that. So sometimes people may use, in some parts of the week you may feel like going towards more of the chat gpt side or some journaling side where another person is not involved. And in some places, even if that connection is not nuanced, if that other person may not understand the real deep nuances of your emotional process, still that human connection and care is confirmed. So this is an invitation towards that. So these are the two messages that are really and strongly coming through for this week. So I invite you into that. And now let's get into the collective Akash. So for all those who are listening live and all those who are listening to this on YouTube, I just invite you to gently close your eyes and allow yourself to receive and experience these energies as I tune into the collective Akash. You may not see the exact same thing as I'm seeing, of feel the same thing. No two brains are similar, but the collective experience will bring out a wave of some shared experiences, possibly. So, as I'm tuning into the collective Akash for this week, I'm seeing a lot of crescents, a lot of crescent shapes coming out. So, this is the time of not a new beginning, not a complete ending. It is somewhere in between. So, these are the cycles in between. And as these are happening, I'm actually seeing between these different aspects of the moon, there is also like a curly rainbow coming through. This curly rainbow is, it's not expected, right? When you see a rainbow, you just see a semicircle and you think that yes, that's correct. Hi Aparna, hi Gautamji, hi Angela, how lovely to see you all. Hi Pottery by Debbie. So we are looking at this collective message, and in this collective message, of course, we saw the crescent moons, and then the next message that is coming through, of course, symbolically, is a curly stream of rainbow. In this curly stream of rainbow, there is there's an encasement. It's not holding the moon in itself, but it's just moving in different waves away from the moon. But it is going in from that dusk time to a midnight time. So this is the time of really going in deeper. If you notice in the southern hemisphere, we are stepping into winter. For all you guys in the northern hemisphere, you're actually entering spring, and you're actually entering and moving towards summer, towards bright sunlight and all of that. So yes, of course, the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere have these different experiences at the moment, especially after the after all the astronomical activities that happened last 2 weeks. But the change is the same. It indicates a change of season, a change of time, a change of rhythm. So for this collective, all the people who are tuning into this message here and now, the message is about really getting into that part of you that is ready to go deeper. It's not afraid to go in the dark, to go into the unknown. I think there is a repetitive theme from last week coming through. But during this time, there is a lot of support available for you. This support is coming energetically, but there's also the presence of physical people that are showing up in your world that may be able to hold the space. Some may not have the nuance to hold your emotional depth and experience, but they care a lot. And this week is about invitation to that. Now, there are, I mean, I'll give you an example of one of the therapists that I go to. He helps me with my body work. So sometimes it's massage, sometimes it's acupuncture. I like to do all of these to really stay in my body and myself go through my processes as I come to you every week, and I am able to serve my clients being in my highest timeline. So I know that sometimes these different kinds of healers that we meet, or people in our personal circle, in our inner circle, they may not always have the emotional nuance to fully understand all the depths, processes, pains, and tell you the exact things you want to hear. Not everything they say resonates with you, but there is a part of you that just feels that okay, fine. I actually feel they care for me, and you allow that to come in. So this is that part of you that is inviting. This week is the invitation to allow care to come in and to receive it in whatever way it comes in with grace, because that care is genuine. And so, even though things are coming up, even though seasons are changing, even though you're moving into a time of deeper intensity with your soul, there is definitely that energy of support available for you. But the support is not coming in the ways that you are asking for. The support is coming in ways that are graceful and gentle and subtle. So allow it to come through the way it comes through. Then again, I'm seeing this curly rainbow moving towards this midnight, and in this midnight, I'm seeing this a sailboat, and the sailboat is really just standing still, and the waters have suddenly settled. And as the sailboat is standing still, waters are just not moving; they're just there. I'm actually seeing that crescent moon has really changed into the full moon, and it has as it has changed into the full moon. Um, I'm hearing a lot of laughter. So it may be. it may happen in our week's experience, and we're somewhere at the midpoint, which means you may feel like things are not moving, or even if things are moving a little bit, there is definitely some kind of um, a discomfort happening from within, that okay, it's not fully moving in the direction I want it to move. So as that is happening, it is definitely leading to a time that is much calmer, where the light is shown fully to places that were hidden. That's the crescent moon completing into a full moon, and we are our next full moon. The next full moon that's coming is a full moon in Scorpio, which is a big one. It's a big event. This is a moon that is allowing for all the hidden things to come up for deep ancestral healing. It's a moon that is coming up for um, um, purification, or through emotional upheaval or overwhelm to underwhelm to a balance. And we don't need to go through so many waves. We just all we need to do is allow for as much grace as possible as you navigate it, because I don't see any protagonist this week. Generally, when we look at the weekly visions, I'm seeing somebody on a horse, or somebody moving into a forest, or somebody becoming an eagle, and all of those things. This time I'm not seeing a protagonist. I'm really feeling the observing energy. I'm seeing that you we are being invited to be our own sacred observer this week. So that's not something we want to do actively, right? We want to be we don't just want to observe what we are doing, we want to actively take part in our life. So here is that invitation, that today and this week is really about just observing how you feel about things. Just make a note, collect as much data as possible over the week, so that you can make more decisions, long term decisions, as you proceed and progress over the week. And these decisions are things that are coming back from 10 years ago, from 20 years ago. Some things haven't even happened in a long time for you. So this is kind of a new beginning, but it's not a new beginning from scratch. These are new things that are happening in your experience, and your invitation is to change a little bit of that. Now, from here, I also see a lot of dragon energy coming in, a lot of unicorn energy coming in. So, definitely, the lions are here with us this week. They know what loss is like, they know what recovering from loss is like. This is also about not just loss, but there is also this energy of we want to recreate the paradise that we had once created. So this is that invitation to recreate that paradise. And if there is a certain happy place you created in your life at any stage in your life earlier, the invitation this week is to recreate that by just observing first what is happening and how far you've come in this lifetime. Also, I noticed Gautam ji had joined, and he's my wonderful soul brother who gifted me these beautiful crystals from India. So I just wanted to thank him for that. And yes, as we continue to navigate the end of this vision, there's just another last piece left in this vision, and what I'm seeing is almost a Christmassy vibe. I think because of the Easter season and all the things that were happening during the Easter season, I was carrying my niece, and we were running for Easter egg hunt, and we had a lot of fun. The cruise was full of adventures, and it was time with family. It was really beautiful. So I think that's why there is that family vibe to it. The last vision after this, the first vision was, we saw the sailboat. The most recent vision was that, and from that, the last vision and the last piece to complete this whole picture, I'm seeing is a chimney with stockings hanging. So there's an expectation of gifts to come, and your love to be returned from the universe, from creation herself or himself, however. So there is an expectation that there's going to be some gift, there's going to be a surprise, your stockings are going to be filled with candies. So there is also that energy, and this week is ending with that energy. Most likely we're leading towards that. So, this is an invitation for all of those lovely things to happen. So, overall, the energy is to be a sacred observer of things that are happening. Profound shifts are occurring, and you're being invited to use discernment and continue to focus on the thing that you were asked to do by your soul. You were guided to do those things, and stay true to your mission, to stay true to what feels home, and not let anything divert you from that. There may be some diverting energies or currents from the opposite direction, may feel like you're walking in the opposite direction of the wind, or sailing in the opposite direction of the current of waves. But this is really allowing you to strengthen and sharpen your focus and discernment. And that's the invitation at the beginning of the week, leading to leading to being an observer in the middle of the week, which is around now. So just observe who you are being. And the observing happens from a point of view, right? So they're showing that the point of view is not just from this point of view right now. This it can be from a point of view of you 10 years ago, of you 20 years in the future, imagining those different points of views from where you can see yourself right now. This has been coming in my sessions as well for my clients, although I've not taken many sessions in the last 1 week because I was traveling. I did have a few, and in these sessions, this observing thing came up very powerfully. So look at yourself from different perspectives of timeline, and that will help you appreciate how far you've come, and how critical these decisions are that you're making, and how lovely it is, and how aligned you are to your purpose. I feel there's a lot of alignment, and if you feel that there's not yet the alignment, you've not got everything from your life that you're looking for, or you're needing at this time, it is still an acknowledgement and observance of that. And that is the energy midweek leading to the end of the week, where all of these things start to settle and the gifts are starting to enter. The invitation is to now be ready to receive. It's not like at the end of the week you'll receive something. It's more than that. It is about opening your energy to allow the reception to happen, allow the help and support to come to you in ways that feel natural and flowing and easy, without forcing them to be anything else. And that is really profound. And you may notice that there's a texture to this journey today, and this texture is a very powerful, deep, and profound shift in energy. So there is a depth in this, and there's a texture, which means it may not be as smooth sailing as sliding down a water slide, but it is something that feels really a lot of progress every day. So this is about that invitation. I also want to bring through some light language activation to assist all of us in being able to bring this through powerfully. So, all those who've joined live, thank you so much for joining. And you can please feel free to leave in comments which part of this is resonating with you. Are you at the stage of what was the first one? Are you at the stage of discernment, or are you thinking, or are you feeling the theme of being an observer is coming out stronger for you, or the feeling of receiving, or allowing yourself to receive that part? So leave it in comments. I will respond to all comments as soon as I can, but generally within a few hours. So yeah, and with this, we're just bringing in the channeled light language activation to support and assist us as a collective to navigate through these energies. Alana Shurukurana Sha. For those who find light language activations new, this is a language of the soul. So allow these codes to just help in the vibrational shifts that are occurring in our field because of these words. Yana Shurala Nashu Itakara. I found myself speaking a lot of Atlantean codes the last few sessions. So I feel like even today, a lot of Atlantean codes are coming through. A lot of dragon energy is coming through. The white dragon has been working very powerfully with us. Yanashuru kulunoshi atukura nashu usara sa asianala inakura kasha asara. Yala natukura shi inasara nashu usurukura nasha alahataka. 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 It's almost like something is being pulled out of the heart chakra. There's something really intense being pulled out of the heart chakra to lighten the heart. Yasurukuna takalanashuna suroshi nasunaka. This is a beautiful violet energy, and some of it is like this indigo energy that's being pulled out. So this is not like an energy or an entity sitting and stuck within you, but this is more like a transformation where you're allowing this beautiful energy that is within you, that you have processed the wisdom from the experiences that you've had, and now you're releasing it through your heart chakra. So you're speaking the truths that were very challenging for you to process and distill. Now you've distilled those pieces of truth, and now the invitation is to express those truths with the utmost level of integrity, along with love. That's why this thing is coming out from your heart chakra. Yana suruku la hina tukuru shunu suku. This is the processing that is taking place from all the emotions that are rising from the opposite side of the current. Yana suruku lunuku. For your reaching home after all. Iana surukura hina tukurushu nalahana shur isarakono shukuraka. This week and the remaining part of the week is all about really resting into your sacred silence. Yashukuna suru, Yashukuna suru, Yashukuna suru. E hasila na shukura tuku. E hashia si na suruti ina surukula hina suruku. Lots of ocean codes, lot of water codes, lots of dolphins coming in, lots of laughter stepping in. Yashiana suruku hita Jahalanashu Isaranashu Usurulunuku. And the curly waves of rainbows, Yanashukulunuku, the curly rainbows that stepped in, Yanashuru Inasukulanashu Nasa. They're almost complementing the energy of the waves. So each time you have a like a wave energy coming through your emotions, because transformation, any kind of integration, it all happens in waves. As it's happening in waves, it's also complemented with rainbow waves, rainbow curls. These rainbow curls are smoothing the emotions that are coming through, so that you may feel more love, you may feel more at home, because that's the ultimate outcome of this week's energy and effort. If you're aligning yourself with all of these energies, it's taking you home. Yanashurunuku, and now the Lyrans are stepping in. Yashunuku lahinutu sanashi asara yanasulukunushu. Many planets that I've never connected with before are coming through around in the Lyra constellation. Yana sarash ulu nutuku ina surukurasha asara. Yala nasukulu itakulu inashu usurukula ahasha. You might feel the shift in energy because they're bringing in a lot of laughter and a lot of love. Yana sarashi anasurukura ikalashunukusha asaya. It's a dream within a dream within a dream of a mother holding a child, a mother holding a child, a mother holding a child, you being the mother, you being the child, you being the mother, you being the child. And this is for men and women, so there's no gender specific role here. But you're the aspect of you that is maternal and loving and nurturing, holding your inner child. There's a deep healing of the inner child that is occurring as you're listening to this. Ianashuru Lanashuku from the Lyrans. Yashuna Siaranashuku, from their ancient memories of harmony. Yelanashu Isarakanashu Italanashu Inasa, and they are gifting an energy frequency within our collective. And this energy frequency is this beautiful cloud of violet energy. This violet energy is so deep and so beautiful. It is allowing a calm to enter. It's allowing almost an emotional level of connection with your life that is joyful. Nasuruku. And I don't know if you can see this in the background. There is a picture here. This is actually a blueprint I created, and it was and I called it timelines. And this had a lot of I brought through a lot of language activation codes that were helpful in jumping timelines, and how serendipitous for this to come up now. So this also means we are jumping timelines. We have the option to jump timelines. If you choose to jump timelines, the invitation is to allow discernment, sacred observance, and what was the third message? Discernment, sacred observance, and it'll come if it needs to come. Yana shurukula hituku shiana sarasha yalahinati kunuku, and receiving, allowing yourself to receive these gifts. Yana shuruku. For all those who've joined live, I'm so thankful that you have. All those who are watching now, I'm so thankful you are, and that we get to do this together. Please, I would love to read your comments and get to know where this journey is taking you. I truly and deeply hope that this is assisting you in some way to be more conscious and more aligned with your Akashic realm, Akashic field, and so that you can step into your highest timelines. Iana surukuri anasa. Wow, like language is still coming through. Iana si ita karashu usarasa. 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 All heart, all feeling, and you are so loved. Now, as we conclude this session, I would also invite you to share with us in chat. Thank you, Samriddhi. Yes, love to step into my highest timeline. How beautiful, Joy. Thank you so much. And I love that your name itself is Joy. So beautiful, and so many blessings to you and everything that is coming in the collective for all of us. And as we do this, I also invite you to, for those of you who would like to go on a one on one journey with me, to see what is coming up in your Akashic records. What are the codes that are already opened in other Akashic fields for you, and that are becoming obvious in this one, and that you can borrow here. That's what is happening a lot in my Akashic sessions recently, where they show a different lifetime for a person, whether it is on this planet or in another planet, or anywhere else in the galaxy or beyond. And they show me that this person was doing something that they are in this lifetime afraid to do. And they did it very, very well in that lifetime. And that information is coming through in this one. So that's really profound. Even just telling the story and remembering it at a soul level has been unlocking a lot for my clients recently. So I share that lovely energy with all of you. So yes, if anybody wants to do a one-on-one session with me, we may unlock the timelines and remembrances of things you've already done before that you may be struggling or feeling like it's maybe a struggle in this lifetime. Things that you feel are stuck patterns now that may have been stuck patterns in other lifetimes too. And now that you know what the pattern is, you have the option to shift and change and make new choices. And there will be energetic attunements, and there will also be a lot of energetic support for you to be able to make those shifts. In this month, we also had our monthly group meditation. It's all up there. I'll put the links out here in the description. And you're also invited to our next monthly group Akashic meditation if you would like to join us, where we come through and do this even in a deeper way. And yeah, there's also another program I do called Live Your Calling, and that is for a deeper transformation through an 8-week personal journey. And that's got everything. That's coaching, energetic enhancements, attunements, and there's a lot of this cosmic information that comes through at a soul level every week. So it's again a very deep journey. So yes, you're invited into all of that. I thank you so much for connecting and sharing your beautiful energy in this way and continuing this beautiful momentum with me. So much love, and I will see you next Monday at 5 p.m. AEST. Because now remember, the time zone has shifted. The clocks have gone back. So most of Australia on the east side is now on the same timeline. Thank you so much love, and I will see you next week. Thank you.